While we're on the tangent of things my dad did,
Yeah, I do love this topic. It's one of my favorite segments.
I had like a repressed memory of sorts.
Repressed?
Pop into my head this week. There's like a musical 6 about Henry VIII's 6 wives.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about his wives?
Yeah.
Go
Beheaded, divorced, and died. Beheaded, divorced, survived.
What age do you reckon you learned that?
8. I don't know.
Me too. From my dad.
Okay.
I'm like, what parent thinks like, this is the time to teach their young child about the dead wives of Henry VIII. This is going to be important information.
My dad and your dad went to the parenting school.
Is that where
on
you
the
learned
same
it
night.
as well? You learned it from your dad?
I don't know. I can't remember when or where I remember it from.
Like, it's
but I'm
obvious.
just guessing. Like, I guess if we both learned it around 8 years old, I guess your dad and my dad went to Thursday night parenting school, and they're like, okay, so
This is the fact that you take
last
home.
week we, covered Wendy talk about the birds and the bees, and next week we'll cover, teenage drinking and how to make sure they're keeping themselves safe. And of course, we've reached the normal week 7 of this parenting young kids class, which is when to tell them about Henry VIII's wives.
Yeah. And never once has that rhyme been useful in my day-to-day life until now, where it's like I could know math or something, but it's like, no, that's taking up valuable brain space with right there. Like, I really hope.
What if you're sent back in time and asked to marry Henry VIII, and then you could work out where you were? You're like, oh no, we're only up to and died, so I'm next for beheaded.
Yeah, I don't want to be beheaded.
Yeah.
I will wait.
Like, oh, we're 3 wives in. I'll wait till one more goes.
Yeah, I'll play hard to get for a little while.
Let Anne Boleyn go.
Yeah, and then maybe I can survive him and inherit the kingdom. Well, I've got my fingers.
She was the second one to be beheaded, right?
She was one of the wives. That wasn't part of the rhyme.
Oh,
so
really?
I couldn't.
Is that right? Beheaded, divorce, divorced, beheaded,
no,
divorced, survived.
I think you got it the wrong one.
Divorced, beheaded, died.
Yeah.
Divorced, beheaded, survived.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So no, she was second last, I think. So if Anne Boleyn's like flirting with the king when you get sent back in time, just be like, I've got urgent business taking me to Scotland. What's the business, Ben? I want to see how they make mashed potato.
And I got it some kiwi fruits to invest in.
So there you go. If you get sent back in time and you catch
Which
the eye
I can
of
only
the king,
assume I will.
and you catch the eye of Henry VIII.
Yeah.
In this scenario, I guess you've like gone back in time and disguised yourself as a woman of the court.
I assume everyone back then was hideously ugly without today's beauty routines, and they would just be taken by my modern looks. That'll be like, you know what? You're better looking than all the women. I'll take it.
And you're like, whoa. What about Anne?
Yeah. I feel like I could really be a great wife number 6.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Anne first.
Yeah.
She's really worked for it, and I don't want to get in the way of that.
Yeah.
Would you roll the dice? Okay, he's just beheaded his second wife.
Yeah.
Will you roll the dice for third?
Well, no, because then the next one is died.
Yeah, but she just died of natural causes. That might not be you. It's not like you're going to be like, oh, you were in the king's chamber the night the flu came,
I guess it depends, like, how many years are we talking between his third wife and his 6th wife?
Yeah,
his third wife and his death, because, yeah, maybe I could outlive him, but also I don't want to have to do my wifely duties to Henry VIII for like 30 years,
Yeah, I guess that's true. Also, why are you agreeing to marry Henry VIII? There's a lot of questions.
So I can inherit the kingdom, I assume.
I guess.
Yeah. And what age did he die at?
You would have had to be his wife. If you took Jane Seymour's place, who died, you would have had to be married to him for a further 10 years.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's also like quite an impressive amount of time to... Like, he wasn't wasting time to get 4 more wives in a decade.
No, I guess not. And she outlived him just.
Yeah, I guess the risk that we run here...
His last wife.
Yeah, he seems like a very fickle person.
Yeah.
So...
Could you survive 10 years?
I don't think so. He's beheading me.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
going to be bored of me, and it's like, she hasn't died. He hasn't... When I say she, I guess I mean me. Female Ben.
Fast and loose.
Yeah. Ben is still alive, and I've got my eye on a hot new
Jane
wife.
Seymour, I guess.
Yeah.
Next, I can never remember.
the rhyme was obviously only useful
Yeah,
for
Jane
half
Seymour.
of this.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm doing okay.
So-
I knew Anne was second and Jane was third.
Jane
We're okay.
Seymour shows up, and I have to like push her out the door.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
like Henry's like, "Who's that over there?" I'm like, "Never mind, honey."
True.
I'm like, "She's off the market. Sorry, bro. You missed a chance."
But maybe you're so dazzling. Like, let's look at the portraits of these women.
And how me in a wig would compare.
Yeah. How much do you think you in a wig could compare with these people?
So I think out of these portraits, which again,
I assume they're probably a little bit better looking than these portraits. They're never that good.
no, see, I think worse.
Oh,
I think the
really?
portraits are like being generous to them.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, because it's like this is going to hang in this hall forever, so we
Yeah.
better make you look good.
I think the top two that we're dealing with are Anne Boleyn and Anne of Cleves.
I mean, Anne Boleyn was ScarJo. There's got to be a reason for that. Wasn't she? Or was ScarJo
because
the other one?
They want to sell movie tickets. And if we got someone who was historically accurate, they would be like, I'm not seeing this film.
I actually can't remember. Was ScarJo Anne or the other one?
I have not seen
No,
the
I
movie
can't
either.
either. I read the book. The book was good.
And was she beautiful in the book or hideously ugly at every page? And they reminded you every
They
step
did.
of the
They
way.
were like, a man in a wig from modern times would be better looking than this woman. And I was like, interesting that you
Yeah.
would say that.
So I would say I could definitely be better looking than at least 50% of these women.
Okay.
Than if I just showed up.
So do you think
the
you're better looking
1500s
than...
in a wig.
I reckon, yeah, Jane Seymour you could outdo. No? Do you reckon?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, okay. So you
Judging
don't have
by
to
that
worry
portrait.
about Jane.
And again, I think that the artist was being nice.
So you're
because
nervous
he's-
about Anne Boleyn and who?
I think Anne of Cleves was the other.
Yeah, so that's where you're going to have your biggest struggle.
Yeah,
Because he also didn't murder her, so there must have been some fondness there.
right. Events.
Apparently she didn't bang him, so maybe you could come back from
well,
that.
that's good. So either my options are to just not
Put out.
bang him, or I actually do go the extra mile, and he'll be like, "This is the best relationship that I've ever had."
Yeah, I guess you didn't think that's how it would become relevant, did you?
Midnight Crisis.